Welcome to Untamed Thoughts.
Hey guys, this is Jake Bush, and you're watching Untamed Thoughts.
Unmute. There we go. Hi, we're live.
Hey.
Welcome everybody, Katrina.
It's freezing.
I'm so excited to have you here.
I cannot hear.
You guys, Katrina is in the car at a venue making this work for me because she loves me.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect. Tell everybody where you are.
You're very delayed and it keeps cutting out, but I'll try my best.
That's all we can ask for is your best. Tell everybody where you are today.
That's all I get. We are in South Padre right now.
I'm so jealous. I wish I were there with you guys.
It is cutting out.
That's okay. It's Untamed. We wouldn't be Untamed if there wasn't some sort of technical crap happening.
Right? So we
Lord
are in South Padre. We sat on the beach all day.
That sounds divine.
And the sunset here at Laguna Bob's is amazing. Like it's cloudy, starting to get, I don't know. It usually is very amazing, but it's still over the water. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm so jealous. We should have driven up yesterday and just done it anyway. But we didn't.
You should have. You should have just come.
Next time. Well, what's been happening? Sure. Let's do catch-up corner. What's been happening since we last were live? You were live with me 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Where have we been? We went to Florida. After that weekend, we went to Florida. Creeper.
Yeah, I saw that. Here he goes again. Oh, that's funny.
Oh my gosh. We went to
Jason
Florida for about 5. Creeper. And then, let's see, we got back from Florida. We went for a conference, and then we got back, and we came here after we repacked everything for a different setting and beach clothes and all that. Had to repack.
More different beach clothes?
South Padre till Monday. Yeah. We didn't get to go to the beach in Florida, though. We were in Orlando. So.
Oh, well.
Yeah, we didn't go to the beach, but it was good, though. We had a good conference and had a lot of fun.
Good.
And
can't argue with that. Well, I have done nothing but work. I did nothing fun. I do have one funny story to tell you because I think you're going to laugh. I laughed at myself. So I bought these new wedges a couple of weeks ago, and I wore them for the first time a few days ago, and they're super adorable. I wore them all day long. My feet didn't hurt. They're must-have wedges, let me tell you. Except for we got ready to leave for dinner, and when I walked out the door towards the car, I don't know what happened. You know, you're in wedges. Shit just happens, right? So I'm walking, and I lose my footing somehow, and my ankle turns on one leg, and then the other ankle turns, and my knees start to twist, and I'm flailing around like a chicken. I'm sure it looked ridiculous. John's behind me screaming, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? What did you do? You had to throw them shoes in the fucking trash, blah, blah, blah." I'm trying so hard not to fall and not to hit the car that's next to me and damage the car. It was the most ridiculous, but I made it out alive.
Oh,
And I did not
gosh.
hurt myself. Can you believe it? That was my exercise for the week.
Oh. I missed the last part of that.
I said that was
You were
my
trying
exercise
not to fall
for
into
the
the
week.
car.
I didn't hurt myself. I didn't hit the ground. That's all that matters.
But did you hurt your ankle or anything?
Nope, not at all. I don't know how, by the grace of God.
No sprained ankles.
No, my legs were sore the next day.
That's good.
I don't know how I managed it, but I did and I took it. Oh,
Something
Lordy.
I would do. Sounds like something I would do.
100%. That's totally me. That's on brand for me. 1000%. John was like, you're too, that's how I knew right then. I was like, okay, I'm old, because he didn't laugh at me. He was like, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you're okay? I was like, I'm fine. And I'm trying so hard not to crack up at myself, because he's like, I so serious. Are you sure you're okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Can we just laugh now? It was too much.
He didn't whip the camera out and video the whole thing. Like,
No, and I was so hoping, I have cameras outside. I was really hoping that the cameras caught it. No, couldn't get that lucky even. They totally weren't recording. I was so mad. Well, we have a good interview this week. A good guest, he's not a guest. He's a guest. He's just not here live. Jake Bush. I did a pre-recorded interview with him, which I'm now obsessed with, by the way. So all these artists are going to need to do pre-records so that I can edit and do all the things that I did this week, because I had a good time editing and manipulating things. It's probably very amateur because it's my very first editing experience, but we're going to roll with it. So,
well, I'm sure it was good.
It was awesome. He's a great guy.
Man, it keeps freezing. Jake is a great guy. I love him. I love his music. He's great. His girlfriend's great. They're really good friends of ours, and him and Jason have written some songs together, and Jake is good. If you don't know him, look him up. And after you hear this,
you'll know him by the end of
you'll
this.
probably go look him up.
Yeah, you'll know him by the end of the show for sure, because I'm fixing to tell y'all. Well, he's going to tell you all about him. I'm asking some questions. We're going to do this in a couple of parts, you guys. I'm going to let you see interview part 1, and he's going to sing his first song, and then Katrina and I are going to come back and chat and maybe tell some jokes if I can find any. And then we'll do part 2. And I'm having to screen share, so you guys are going to have to bear with me, because this is the first time I'm doing this live. I've practiced it a couple of times, but I don't know how this is going to work. So here it goes, Untamed and all.
It's cutting out.
Okay, and then we're going to mute ourselves, and here it comes.
Are you there? Can you hear me?
Hi, Jake. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show and doing this interview with us. We really appreciate it.
Of course.
Tell the people a little bit about you. Somebody might not know who you are yet.
Well, I am from a town called LaPorte, Texas, and I've been playing music full time for 7 years. Professional, I mean full time. About how professional. We've had a few singles out to radio, and recently we've had 3 number ones, and we have a current single out right now that's climbing pretty well. So, other than that, I'm an Army vet. Yeah, just really love what I do.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your service, first and foremost.
Of course.
And second, what made you decide? Was there a moment that you said, "This is what I have to do"?
I just always loved working. Whenever I figured out that I have really it's a blessing being able to go and play music, much less make money off of it. And really, I love it. So when I had the opportunity to go and play my first show, it was a no-brainer, and it led to one night to 3 nights to being late to my day job. And I just had to quit. It was just either, be able to do it or not. Here I am 7 years later.
That's awesome. So is this something that you've always been blessed with? When did you discover, I think I can sing? This might work.
It's weird, yeah, because I begged my dad to guitar when I was probably 13 or 14, and I come from a family of 7, so I'm the youngest of 7. It was always no. It was always, I'm going to get a guitar, because all my brothers tried it. I guess it jaded my parents. Well, my dad bought me a cheap pawn shop guitar. I just played. And I didn't really sing much in front of anybody. I always loved music, though, as long as I can remember. I love music. I did the talent show in my senior year of high school. I just, really never stopped from there. That was the turning me.
That's awesome. It's so amazing to me to see you guys just belt these things out. And I'm like, where does that even come from? You don't want to hear me do that. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's pretty neat being able to.
Yeah. So who's your inspiration? Is there one person that's just like, that's the one I want to strive to be, or?
I guess that's a tough question, right? I mean, probably my biggest influence musically and business wise is Cody Johnson. Everything he's done just seems like it's been right, and from the way he runs his business to the way that he stands up for what he believes in. I think that's really admirable. And then musically, he's just great, right? But probably the biggest musical influence that I have, it's tough. Either Daryl Singletary or Keith Lee.
Both good choices. So where do you get your inspiration for when you're writing?
It just depends what I'm in the mood for. Like, I'll go weeks at a time listening to, old Keith Urban songs. And then I'll go, like right now I'm on a Joe Nichols kick, and I've been listening to everything under the sun that he's ever done. And I can relate to his music a lot because I've always been a big fan of like the storytelling songs. Like Don't Take the Girl. I like being able to close your eyes to song. It's a lot easier for me to write stuff that is real versus trying to write stuff, like about riding horses, fishing, hunting, because I don't do any of that. So it's easier for me to write about either real sad stuff, real happy stuff, or just stuff that I can believe in,
But then you've experienced most of the time.
Yeah, and if I haven't experienced it, I'd like to at least be able to put those shoes on for a second.
I like that you want to have that vision, not just the sound. I like that you're adding other senses into it. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I want the fans to be able to connect to it as well, right? And I think that a lot of things, business and artists sometimes try too hard, and the fans can see that. And I think that if you're disconnected, the fans will be disconnected.
Absolutely. So can you see that when it happens, when you've written a song and you're on stage and you're playing it? Can you see that connection that your fans have with your music?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I think the last 2 years or so, I've really been sharpening my writer's muscle and tool. And there's times where I write songs that just fall out of, then I go and play them live, and somebody needed to hear it, or or some other writers, like your peers will reach out. I tried to write that, I just never could, and I think that's something that I take a lot of pride in. It's a big feather in my cap to be able to capture those things.
That's really cool. So Jake, tell us about the song that we're going to hear today. What's the name of it? Where did it come from?
So I was in Nashville, right? I wrote a couple good songs, came home, and I was showing my fiance just the songs that I wrote. She was just kind of getting ready for a shower. I had just got off. I was tired. So I sat down and was just I had this idea in my head of like, talking to God. Sometimes when you lose people, you're kind of mad. And it's kind of a way to cope, I feel like. It's just conversation. It's called Just Praying.
Can't wait.
Brand new. Things ain't been the same here since I still have that any feeling in mind. Told you all about all my regret. Things you told me I can't forget. What I give to hear your voice. Swear I.
Okay, guys. I don't know what happened in my video. But we're going to do that again. I'm going to release that to the page so you can hear that full song, because something happened with my edit and I don't know what it is. So I will definitely get that back to you guys. I am So sorry. I have no idea what happened. But this is Untamed Thoughts. So that's exactly what happens. You never know what is going to happen. Are you back? We're trying to get Katrina back too. We're full of technical difficulties today. Actually, that editing part, that was me. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. I'm new to all of this. You guys to bear with. Who's texting me? Okay, so while we wait on Katrina to come back in, she's having some Wi-Fi problems, you guys, so bear with us. Let's go ahead and let's see if we can do part 2. And I'll see if I can't, while part 2 is playing, I'll see if I can't get part 1 to go. Because part 1 is really good and I want you guys to be able to see it. But I will upload that, like I said, so that you guys can see the full. I'm doing all of this stuff for the very first time, all by myself tonight. So I need me an engineer or what do they call those? A producer. That's what you call them.
I wrote a song when I lost my grandma, and I was just in a really bad spot, and I just know the music is like the only thing that's ever saved me, right? And
100%.
I sat down and I wrote it, and it's called "These Walls to Talk," and it's just talking about my grandma's house, and a lot of people all around the world heard that and loved it, and I feel like I needed that more than anybody, and I wrote a follow-up song to that called "Hey Old Friend." It's like if I could call my grandma and talk to her, like, what would we talk about? Yeah, it's a special ability, right? It's like I feel like sometimes it's a superpower because we sit down as songwriters with no ideas, and they just like that one. I had no idea. I just started playing a little chord, and I just had this idea in my head. Is like things ain't been the same since you left.
Do you feel that pressure to continue to put out these songs that strike that emotion, or do you let that pressure go? Or
it definitely comes in waves. I have days where I sit down and write a honky tonk song, or I sit down and write. My niche. I feel like writing is really like I miss my grandparents, and I feel like they don't make the world like it used to be made, right? Like I just, it's a tough thing.
You can't use a hotspot on here.
Kind of write songs for you, and like that song was for me, and I don't know. That's just some days are different, right?
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Well, let's get to the good stuff. Before you do the next song, I want to ask you a question. This is my favorite question, hands down. I ask it to every artist. Sometimes we get something good. Sometimes we get something boring. You never know what you're going to get. We want to know that the people, and me, mostly me, want to know what's the craziest, funniest, most embarrassing thing that you've seen while on the road?
There's a lot. One time I was playing a show and I was walking off the stage with my guitar in my hands, and I guess I didn't see the steps. And I fell like in slow motion, and I landed on my elbows, and I was holding my guitar. Yeah, it was bad. It was probably about 200 people, and I don't know if all of them saw it, but a lot of them saw it, and I had to I had to take a minute for myself.
Eat some crow real quick and get back up and dust yourself off.
Well, it didn't help that it took me 5 minutes to fall, That's
the worst, when you know it's coming, you can feel it, and there's nothing you can do to stop it, and it takes forever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful. But funny now, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have my days, right? I'm very careful now, though.
I can imagine. I would be too. Well, tell us about the next song you're going to sing for us.
So I have, I put out a brand new record back in February, and I tried to collect a bunch of songs that really meant a lot to me, and some songs I didn't write and some that I did. And this one, I decided I had another song on there that I just didn't really feel was like a good fit for it. And I wrote the song that I'm going to play. I wrote with a guy named Luke Reed, and we wrote it about 8 a.m. and a couple cups of coffee, and so we had some tears, and it was cool because like most of the time you write a song and you're like, oh, it's pretty good, and then you never play it again. And this one is just like, it's country, but it also talks about the world and like the state that the world's in, and I think it's something that everyone needs to know. He asked me, he said, what are things that you like hold on to? And I said, well, I dated the same girl all through high school, and I feel like I just treated her bad, and I always felt bad about it. And I lost my best friend leaving my show, and he wrecked his motorcycle and passed on. And I just, some things like that, I just feel like I've always carried. I never really moved past. So we started writing this song, and it just like poured out of me. Hopefully I can remember all the words, but it's called Who Knows. I forget the last time I saw you, not knowing that it was the end. It's the hurt that serves to remind me that today it'll break my heart again. I remember when I left you standing on a sidewalk where I walked from where we've been. There was no understanding why it happened, but today it'll break my heart again. Who knows why life takes us and shakes us, and sometimes just tears us apart. The paths that we've taken are sometimes mistaken and wind up just breaking our heart. The problem we live with is simple. We should love the way that we are, the way that Jesus gave his life to save us, so we won't break each other's heart. Who knows why life takes us and shakes us, and sometimes just tears us apart. The paths that we've taken are sometimes mistaken and wind up just breaking our heart. The paths that we've taken are sometimes mistaken and wind up just breaking our heart.
Love that.
Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to be honest.
You were. It worked.
Yeah.
Oh, well, tell the people where they can find your music, where they can find you, where you're playing, things like that.
You can find everything about me on jakebushmusic.com. Facebook is Jake Bush Music. And then everything else has our social links on our website, including our tour dates. Yeah, other than that, we got a bunch of cool shows. May 14th will be with Clay Walker at the Texas Hideout. The 20th of May will be at the Strawberry Festival with Casey Donahue. The 21st will be at Roadhouse 2920 with one of my heroes, Daryl Worley. And Yeah, we have a ton of cool shows coming up. So
I'm gonna try to make that hideout one.
do it. Yeah, I've never even seen Clay Walker's. So
What?
I'm super excited to open for him. It's going to be pretty incredible.
When I was a teenager, that was the concert of the year for us in the 90s. We went to the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion and you saw Clay Walker every year and you got dressed up to do it. So
Oh, wow.
I'm excited about that. So we're going to do an Untamed outing. That's my goal anyway. So we'll be doing hopefully we'll be doing some interviews backstage with you guys.
Awesome. Well, don't tease us.
I got to get in contact with the right people. So I want to thank you so much for being on the show. I am going to send everybody your way. They need this. I know because I needed it. So we will be sending people your way and out to your shows, and we will see you very soon. And let us know when you want to come back. We'd love to have you.
I would love to, and I'll definitely tell you when.
Awesome. Okay, we're back.
We're back.
That was a great interview. Did you see what happened?
No. My
I'm
stuff is
embarrassed.
going in and out.
Well, I'm going to
Right
apologize. Yeah, I'm here. I'm going to just apologize to Jake because my edits screwed up the song portion of the interview. So I'm going to have to go back and fix it. And then I'll just upload it to the site so you guys can actually hear the song because it was bad.
Oh, no.
True Untamed. You're cutting out again.
Yes, it's like in and out, in and out. I can only hear every couple words you're saying.
That sucks.
Darn it. I know. It shows I have full Wi-Fi. Like all the bars are full.
That doesn't mean anything. You're on Untamed. Anything technical that's going to go wrong is going to go wrong when you're on Untamed. That's the way it works.
Right?
We can't help it. We have a curse. Well,
something's always going to happen.
Always. Did you have a chance to look at this day in country music history or today in Texas history?
I didn't.
If you didn't, that's okay. I can do it. Okay.
I hear you.
If you don't have one, that's okay.
I don't have one.
Okay, that's good. Sorry. I got it. That's okay. I got it prepped right here. I did it. I did it a while ago. I didn't have a lot of time either. So let's do this day, April 15th in 1959. Johnny Cash and the Tennessee Two played their first show in Australia when they kicked off a tour at Melbourne Festival Hall. It was the first time Cash had appeared live outside the U.S. in 1959. It's a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Surprised they did anything in 1959.
Me too. How did they get them across the pond that way?
I know, right? They get to Australia in 1959.
It sounds impossible, but I'm sure it probably wasn't. I bet it was scary.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Little...
I don't know that I would have been brave enough to do that. So props to him for that, I guess. Let's see. Okay, and this is interesting. In 2015, on this day, it was reported that digital music revenues matched physical sales for the first time in 2014, thanks to strong growth in the streaming market. So that's been happening since 2014. I had no idea.
I cannot hear. I'm so sad.
I'm so sad too, because we're only getting every other word from you too. I mean, it's entertaining, and that's what we're here to do. So, okay, let's talk about LaPorte, Texas. Not LaPorte, Texas. I don't know why I keep saying LaPorte, Texas. I've said it like 3 times. South Padre Island, Texas, where Katrina's at. Let's talk about where it came from. And then Katrina can give us a live weather report since Jacqueline's not here to do it. South Padre Island is a resort town in Cameron County, Texas. It's part of the Brownsville, Harlingen Metropolitan Statistical Area. That was a mouthful, but I don't know how I made it through that. In 2010, the population was 2,816. The town is located on South Padre Island, a barrier island along the Texas Gulf Coast, available via the Queen Isabella Causeway. Oh, you know what? I might be glad that I didn't come. I forgot there was a bridge I had to cross, and I don't love those. I might have had to.
There was what?
It says you have to go over the causeway to get there. Yes?
No.
No?
Over the bridge?
Yeah.
What?
This is the best. Somebody
It's
said
like
we were amazing.
every other-
Somebody says we're amazing. Thank you, Ben. We don't feel amazing right now. So we appreciate
We
that.
did not.
Oh, geez, Louise.
This is a mess.
Anyways,
I'm sorry.
give us a live weather report. What's the weather there?
75, cloudy, and a little windy.
Sounds perfect. Almost.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's not hot. It's not tea. It's just a little breezy, and it's good. Got music, got drinks, you got food. What else you need?
So if you're in that area, go out. Sure, Jason is playing right now or shortly.
No,
Probably.
not till
No.
at,
Okay, Jason will be playing at 9.
at Laguna Bob's.
That was perfect. It caught everything or missed everything except Laguna Bob's. Well,
wait, where's the camera? I don't know
Right
how to
there.
count.
9 p.m. Jason goes on stage at 9 p.m. Go out if you're in that area. It's worth it. Go watch Jason. And if you're interested in Jake Bush music, go to his page. I wasn't listening because I was working. Audio. JakeBushMusic.com. I'll put everything in the show notes so that you can go back and see them and find him. Look on my page, look on Untamed Thoughts in the stories everywhere. We've tagged him all week long. Go check him out, find where he's playing. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Hopefully, Katrina will be back with us and she'll have better signal.
I will make sure I have better service.
Perfect. So we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to go back and watch for Jake Bush's song to come out. I'm going to actually post that on the page, the full interview with the song, if I can get that to post. Otherwise, it'll be in pieces. But you will get the full interview one way or another. And the full song one way or another. I will make it happen for you guys. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Go be kind to yourself and everyone else. What, Katrina?
Have a good night.
You too. Bye, guys.